Welcome back on this Saturday. Hope you're finding something fun to do. Of course, we're weather aware today, so, not a total washout, though.
Definitely not. But if you are thinking, well, I can only get out for a few hours, when's the best time to do it? The answer is earlier rather than later, because these storms, especially for the Charlotte Metro, are mainly about 6 o'clock or later, a little bit earlier for the mountains and foothills. Now, if you're waking up to some wet spots, we actually did have some rain last night, especially in portions of the Charlotte southern portions there of the Charlotte area. So we're talking South Charlotte down toward Pineville, Ballantyne. We saw some of that rain around about 8, 9 o'clock. So you might see some slick spots there too, especially if you're like myself and go to bed a little bit earlier. I'm sure Kaylin is the same way. And we did see some rain across southern portions there of the North Carolina border, as well as over in South Carolina too. So talking Fort Mill, down toward the TKK area, Lake Wylie as well. So timing here for the Charlotte area, mainly 6 to 10 p.m. We're talking gusty winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, some low to moderate risk of flooding, and some small to medium sized hail. Now the hail risk is the lowest one that we do have. One thing I do want to point out about the flooding risk, you might be thinking, flooding, because you see the rain later and you think, that girl does not know what she's talking about. The reason why we have this in here is because we have seen a lot of rain as of late. In fact, the first half of May is the rainiest first half of May that we've actually ever seen on record in Charlotte, with close to 6 inches of rain. So it's not that this rain itself, if it was a one-off, one random day, would actually by itself have a flooding potential. It's how saturated the ground already is. Now up in the mountains right now, we do have some resurgence there, some rain, some light rain starting to develop there in Watauga and down toward Avery County. And also on the really southern tip there of Lancaster, we have some new development as well. Essentially, the reason why it's been so humid and why we have this potential strong to severe storms today is, like yesterday, we have this warm southwesterly wind. We were talking about this during the 4, 5, and 6 last night, and then a front situated to our north and east over Raleigh. All of this warmth and moisture essentially is getting trapped here on the west side of this frontal boundary. That's why we're so humid. But yesterday, we had all the clouds that just stuck around. The sunshine didn't really come out too much, and that's why we didn't see a lot of thunderstorms. Today, a little bit different. If you stepped outside, we already have some sunshine mixing in. This will give us the instability we would have needed yesterday to see those thunderstorms. So here we are, 3 o'clock. They start to kick off for areas really north of I-40. Around 6, we see them shift a little bit further south, eventually moving mostly south of us by about 10 p.m. Most areas dry by about midnight, and then as we shift into the overnight hours, we'll see some light rain, some patchy drizzle, even some areas of some low fog, before eventually I do think we dry out by the afternoon here on Sunday, at least for most of the area. Maybe some lingering rain up toward those areas, mainly west of I-77 and up toward the mountains. So the main risk here is gusty winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, some small to medium-sized hail. Won't be the case for everybody. Thankful, though, we don't have to watch out for that tornado risk. The only other thing I will point out here is we have the Charlotte Knights and Charlotte FC at home today. 6 o'clock, the first pitch there for the Knights, and of course 7:30 there for Charlotte FC kickoff. We also will have that lightning potential and storm potential right around that time frame, also near uptown Charlotte. So if you plan on going to either of those games, make sure you keep an eye on the forecast, stay weather aware, keep an eye on the lightning risk. That, of course, within 8 miles is the typical threshold there for any kind of sports match. We have Sunday morning, we'll see some rain, should be clear for the race there at North Wilkesboro by 8 p.m. We're a lot drier heading into the early half of next week.